This is how you quit corn, smoking, drinking, any bad habit or addiction. As you can see, is these drawings depict usually bad habits. This is what I'm gonna lay out for you. The information I'm gonna give you today is completely against what everyone else in the self-improvement community gives you. And since you're watching this, that means that you don't have access to this information, because if you had access to this information that I'm going to give today, you probably wouldn't need to watch this video, because you wouldn't be struggling with quitting any bad habit or any addiction. So I'll tell you, let's start with the stupidest idea. Self-improvement people, self-improvement guys, the big boys. What they tell you is that you need to use discipline, you need to use distractions to resist the urge. I'm mainly going to be talking about corn, because it's probably the biggest issue that guys have, which is really weird, but it's something that this generation is struggling with. We talk about corn. They tell you need to resist the urge and you need to distract yourself. Whenever you get the urge, whenever you get your pee gets hard, you need to do push-ups, and you need to take an ice bath, and you need to go for a walk, and you need to read the Bible, and you need to record a video of yourself shaming yourself for having the urge, and you need to do all these things. But why is it that you have to always be in battle with yourself? What if there's an easier, different way? Let's talk about the urge and why it's a stupid idea to fight an urge. Let's imagine you, horny boy, and someone like James Bond, if he exists. Do you think that James Bond sometimes when he's sitting bored somewhere on the planet, he gets the idea of watching porn, or he gets the idea, or he gets the urge and he has to fight it and resist it? Probably not. Do you think that he's sometimes sitting there? Like, just imagine him. Imagine that you're James Bond now. Would you be in any kind of setting? James Bond is a man that can seduce and bang any woman that he wants in a matter of minutes. Minutes. Not even hours, not days, minutes. You think you would be sitting there and be like, I think I'm gonna watch 5 dudes bang a chick. Yeah, no, I have to fight it, I have to resist it. So this is the first thing that we need to address, the urge, and why you shouldn't fight it. And your goal is to actually not get the urge. It's not to fight it, it's to not get it in the first place. I will tell you why you, horny boy, might get the thought of watching something like that, or the urge which you have to fight, and it makes you feel guilty and it makes you hate yourself. But someone else like James Bond, and this is the most extreme example, he doesn't even get the thought and he doesn't get the urge. What's the difference between you and him? I'll tell you what. This is you, only one. This is your head, obviously, and this is your brain inside. What you need to understand is your brain is nothing but a receiver device, and it receives thoughts from the universe. Why is it that you might receive the thought of watching 5 dudes bang a chick? Why do you receive it? Why do you even get the thought? And you have to resist it, and you have to fight the urge and all this bullshit. Why do you get it and he doesn't? This is the second most interesting thing that we're going to talk about. In the world there exists these things. And these things are called energy entities. Just bear with me. Energy entities exist with the sole purpose of surviving and getting even bigger. What do energy entities use to get bigger? They use energy. and they get it usually from humans because we are the biggest receivers and senders of energy. So this is called, it's an energy entity. This energy entity sends signals. Let's call them fault strings. And your brain picks up these fault strings. Why? Why is it that your brain is gonna pick these signals, but Bond's brain is not gonna pick it up? Why? What's the difference? Is Big G? Sure. You're horny boy? Sure. Why is it that you pick it and he doesn't? Because your frequency is in alignment. F here is equal to F here. So your frequency is in alignment or is equal or is very close range to the fault strings. I call them fault strings. The fault strings that the energy entity sends. So now you know why do you even get the fault. It's not biology, because you cannot say that. Because someone else who has the same biology in you, he might even have higher testosterone than you, he doesn't get the fault. So it's not about biology anymore, and all these niggas are stupid. All the people that told you that it's biology and you urge and you have to fight it and you have to battle with yourself every fucking day, all these niggas are stupid. And you'll understand why later. So now there's these energy faults, fault strings. It's just a thought. When does a thought become an urge? I will tell you why. A thought becomes an urge when you put emotional weight on it. A thought string in and of itself is completely harmless. It's nothing, just a thought string. It's like a mosquito flying. You can look at a mosquito flying and be like, okay, mosquito. Nothing. You're not gonna get any viruses, you're not gonna get bit, nothing. Same with a thought string. It's nothing, it's empty. It has no emotional, absolutely no emotional weight on it. When does it become an urge? When you put emotional weight on it. What makes you put emotional weight on it even if you don't want to? Because no one wants to. If your goal is to quit, when you get the thought, you're not gonna deliberately, consciously put emotional weight on it, because that's what you're trying to avoid. That's what you're trying to fight. These fault strings, we can also call them hooks. And from now on, we're gonna call them hooks. You, horny boy, I'm gonna put you down here now. Horny boy, the frequency of your brain is in alignment with the hooks that the energy entity is sending. So you receive them, you think of the thought. Now you roam around the fucking planet carrying these circles above your head. What are these circles? These circles, we're gonna call them hook points. So now the picture is getting more clear. You have hook points, the energy entity throws a hook, and the hook, that looks funny, and the hook lands inside the hook point. And now you're hooked. Now the thought is not just a thought. Now it's an urge. Why? Because it has emotional weight on it. In essence, what these hook points are, and this is going to be one of the most interesting things you've ever heard in your life, we're going to call it importance. Importance. How does importance arise? It arises from desire, either desire to have something or desire to quit something. And it arises from one of the worst things that exist in this self-improvement space, which is judgment. You judge the energy entity of cord as bad. You judge the habit of busting as bad. When you judge something, whether it's good or bad, when you judge it, oh, this is good, this is bad, you place importance on it. And the more importance you place on something, the more hook points you're gonna have. And the more hook points you have, the higher the chance of the energy entity being able to hook you, because you have more hook points, you have more places where the hooks can go into. Now it makes sense. Walt, for example, well, his frequency is not in alignment with these kind of thoughts, and even for some reason, let's say he's sad and miserable. Skyfall Bond was sad and miserable. He gets the thought. Guess what happens? It doesn't turn into an urge that he has to resist. Why? Because there's no importance on it. And since there's no importance on it, the thought string is not going to turn into an urge because it has zero emotional weight to it. It has zero emotional weight to it. So now that we understand all of this shit, and now we understand why do you believe the thoughts and why the thoughts turn into an urge, how do you actually quit? How do you actually quit? So the energy entity will always exist and it's never going to disappear. You cannot fight the energy entity, you cannot judge it and call it bad, because if you judge it, you put importance on it. So, this is you. What happens is, the energy entity sends a hook or a thought string. You have importance, so you add emotional weight to it. So this is just a thought. Now it's an urge. It's emotional. A thought comes to you, you put emotional weight on it, it turns into an urge. And with the urge, you have to resist it. So how do you actually quit? You reverse all of this shit. If you get an urge, never judge it. Never say that it's bad and never say that it's good. How do you let go of an urge? It's not by resisting it and it's not by fighting it. You get rid of an urge either by acting it out, i.e. doing the thing without judging. It has to be without judging. If you judge yourself, you're gonna fall deeper and deeper into the hook. You're gonna get more urges and it's gonna destroy your fucking frequency. And your reality is nothing but your frequency but in solid form. So if you have very low frequency, you're gonna hate your fucking life. So what do? You reverse engineer it. So you reverse it, not reverse engineer it. You reverse it. If you get the urge, you either act it out or you disarm it. Disarming it is having a human next to it, just laughing at yourself. Stand in front of the mirror and say, oh, what a horny fucking boy you are, man. You are so horny, and just start laughing. Start laughing. Don't judge yourself, but just start laughing. Don't say that being horny is bad. It's not. It's not true. It just is. And laugh at yourself. And then one day you're gonna stop getting the urges, but the thoughts are not gonna disappear that fast. Why? Because you are a beloved customer of the energy entity. The energy entity loves taking energy from you because you're easy. So what you need to do is you need to remove all the emotional weight that you place on the thoughts that has to do with the habit. If the thoughts, again, if the thought doesn't have any emotional weight, it is nothing. It disappears into the void and nothing happens. It just pops up, no emotional weight, okay, fine, it disappears. It dies completely. And that's all you need to do. Whenever you get the thought, you need to not put any kind of emotional weight on it. And the best way to do that is to be aware of the thought. Because once you get the thought, you're like, oh, that's my old friend. The core energy entity. Oh, nice. Okay, it's good to see you again, friend. And just move on with your day. Do whatever the fuck you were doing. Never put any kind of emotional weight on a thought. Because once you put emotional weight on it, you're gonna get hooked even more, and you're gonna have an urge. And once you have an urge, you have to resist it. Or that's at least what you've been told. But then we go to the first step that the energy entity tries to hook you. It sends you a thought string or a hook. So how do you not even get the hook? Because as I said, I don't think Bond Boy gets thought strings from corn. Why would he? I'll tell you how. All you need to do is you need to change the frequency of your brain, that it does not equal and that it's not anywhere close to the frequency of the energy entity. That's all. That's why. If you think of yourself, like if you've been on self-improvement for a while, there used to be habits and thoughts. They used to come to your brain a lot, but now they kind of disappeared. Now they kind of don't exist. Let's say you used to hate yourself. Every time you looked in the mirror, you get the thought of, fucking, I'm so ugly. Now you look in the mirror and you don't get the thought. Why is that? Because your frequency is different. Your frequency is different than the frequency of the energy entity. And once your frequency and the frequency of the energy entity are not aligned and are not close by any means, you will never get any thoughts from it. That's why poor people, extremely poor people, never sit there and get ideas. Oh, maybe I can start a business with AI. Maybe I can do YouTube. Nah, their frequency is so low and they're so attached to something that the only kind of thoughts they get from the universe are thoughts from destructive energy entities. I hope this was helpful. It goes completely against what the mainstream self-improvement people tell you. And you need to resist the urge, and you need to distract yourself, and you need to do all these things. That's not true. The only way you can stop getting the thoughts is by changing your frequency, where your frequency is not in alignment with the destructive energy entities. I hope this was helpful. Again, I don't want you to believe me, I'm just a prophet. I'm just here to give you information. Try it for yourself, and once you try, come back here in a month, 2 months, maybe even 2 weeks or 3 months, and tell people that it actually worked and you implemented that, and you adopted this mindset and this thought idea, and it was able to cure your addiction.